All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the March 17th meeting of the Orange County Partnership Governance Meeting. We have assembled at 40 Matthew Street here in Goshen. This is a public meeting and it is being live streamed. Notice of this meeting was published in accordance with the New York State Open Meetings Law. So call the meeting to order. I see around the table we have Sandy Mathis, Kurt Kaler, Ryan Hawthorne, and myself. That means that we have every member of the Governance Committee present, as well as Cassie Garcia and Connor. New old business. Our job today is to review a number of different policy documents of the Orange County Partnership. These include our bylaws, our code of ethics policy, our conflict of interest policy, and our annual board of directors evaluation, which is an auditing procedure I believe that we do under guidance of the authority's budget office. We ask every member of our board to prepare a confidential evaluation of board performance and submit that back to the ABO. Well, I guess we submit it to Cassie, who rolls up all of the information, who submits it to the ABO. It's really a self-assessment to make sure that we are on the right track. So everyone has had this information in advance. I do not believe we have changed any of our documentation since the last time.
And you know, so on the bylaws, I don't think we need to touch those again. We spent time ad nauseum, playing with those, and we can touch these any moment during the year. Just the ABO requires us to review these sets of policies, like procedurally in the minutes, as part of the requirements for annual compliance. So bylaws, I recommend we keep as is, and again, if we need to right size it, we can at any time. Code of business conduct and ethics, I think it's comprehensive, but also it's aligned with the ABO guidelines and the county guidelines. It's structured, ethical framework is there, it supports sound governance and organizational processes. So again, we don't see any revisions. Cassie and I, played with this for a while. And then the conflict of interest policy, which again is aligned with the ABO's model guidance policy and also the county's guidance policy. But it is clear, it's practical. I think we understand how to do the filings year after year. And it also manages conflict of interest. And when they do come up, the recusal process and so on and so forth. So the good news is the staff doesn't see any need to tinker with the policies.
And I believe we had input from our attorney when these were prepared. So these have also been reviewed by our in-house counsel to be ensured that they are in line with common practice and all of the things. So are there any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the bylaws, code of ethics, conflict of interest, or our annual board of directors evaluation process?
There's more a question. They both cover conflict of interest. Is there a reason why they are exclusive of one another but also overlap?
So the ABO requires you have two separate policies, even though functionally you could consolidate them. But having two separate policies is part of the checklist to get that.
And they do not conflict with each other, they're aligned with each other. They do cover some slightly different topics. So the code of business conduct generally discusses conflict of interest, where the conflict of interest policy goes into details regarding policy and practice for disclosure, when, how to document, how to disclose interests, those kinds of things. So there's some overlap.
We do have something to change on these.
Okay.
The code of business conduct and ethics, the last page, refers to the executive committee, which no longer exists.
Okay.
Also noted that in the investment policy, not for this discussion here, but just something about.
Yep.
Okay. Is the group comfortable with considering these with an amendment to strike references to the executive committee that no longer exists?
Yes.
Yep.
You need a motion?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And we can do these as a group?
Yes.
Can we just do consent agenda? Okay, so we have a motion on the floor and a second to accept the bylaws, the conflict of interest, the code of ethics, business conduct and ethics, and our ABO guidance with the amendment that we strike references to the executive committee where that appears in these documents because the organization no longer has an executive committee. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Our motion carries. All right, Connor, do we have reason for an executive session at this meeting today?
No executive session, but this might, in the future, another governance committee topic. Want to really formalize the process for additional compensation for staff. We've developed a in-house internal KPI process, a pretty detailed process. But I would like to have that codified by the board in a policy function. So we'll present our process to the governance committee and ask for guidance, and we'd love to have that codified. We were playing off of 2024 reviews that we turned into measurable KPIs with percentage increase based on hitting, kind of critical, objective, quantifiable metrics. Again, it's internal. I'd like to have it locked in as a policy. So
I
I'll
think
present
that's excellent.
that. Okay.
I love the way you talk like that. That really cool, technical.
That was good.
You use initials.
It took me like 2 minutes to say something that could have been said in 15 seconds.
I liked it. I mean, another 20 seconds, it would have been too much, but I think the timing was perfect.
I think it was, he only had one acronym in the whole thing.
It was
KPIs.
tough.
You just kept saying it though.
I'm
Saying it 18 times.
sweating. I'm normally a two acronym guy,
All right, so hearing that we have no executive session needed for the governance committee today, I will take a motion to adjourn the governance committee meeting.
So moved.
Second, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Our motion is carried. Our governance committee meeting is